How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and we know a lot about Phase 4 of the MCU. The entire Phase 4 slate has been revealed. We got our first Phase 4 trailer with the release of the first Black Widow trailer, plus even more footage for Black Widow at CCXP that Kevin Feige showed, not to mention some footage shown at CCXP as well of the Eternals, plus Kevin Feige's comments on the Eternals as well. Tons of leaked photos for the WandaVision series and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series as well. And of course, you can't forget the random plot leaks that come out either. But we don't really know much about Phase 5. A few movies have been confirmed, but that's all we really have. But it seems like Brie Larson, Captain Marvel herself, could be giving us a little bit of a clue as what movie's going to be coming in Phase 5. Obviously, it's going to involve Captain Marvel, but it may not be a Captain Marvel 2 movie. Instead, it could involve Captain Marvel in another movie. This is something that has actually been talked about for a pretty long time now. Captain Marvel appearing in another movie or somebody else appearing in Captain Marvel 2. Mainly because Captain Marvel 2 will most likely be Secret Invasion. And people have reported when we can expect the next Captain Marvel movie and that we could probably expect Peter Parker to be in the movie as well if it is Secret Invasion. And this report of Captain Marvel 2 being Secret Invasion, and if it is Secret Invasion, Spider-Man is going to be a part of it in a crossover film by a few different credible people in the industry, one of which is Daniel RPK. And now it seems like a lot of people are thinking that Brie Larson has just teased a team up with either her and Spider-Man or Captain Marvel and Black Panther. These would be two crazy team ups and kind of be unexpected. But let's break down what could possibly be coming. Quick reminder to subscribe with notifications turned on, like the video, and leave a comment so you can enter my giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox One or a PS4. So here's the photo that Brie Larson posted a few days ago. Now, it's a photo from the set of Avengers Endgame, of course. And at first glance, nobody thought that it really meant anything. However, the argument here is that Brie posting this to Instagram is very out of the norm and different than what she usually posts. But then we had a leak online that said Spider-Man is going to be teaming up with Captain Marvel in a crossover film. Now, based off of everything that we've heard from Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, about the future of the MCU and the future of the Avengers, this isn't too big of a surprise. And now with this photo that Brie posted to her Instagram of her and Tom Holland and Chadwick Boseman, some people are thinking that this leak could be true and that she is actually teasing it in this photo. Teasing Captain Marvel 2 Secret Invasion and possibly teasing a team up with Spider-Man and possibly Black Panther, although we have had no reports that that is in the works. Because we haven't really actually heard anything about Captain Marvel 2 and we haven't heard anything about Spider-Man's crossover movie that is said to be in the deal that Sony and Disney worked out. But we know that a Captain Marvel 2 is coming because Kevin Feige confirmed this at San Diego Comic-Con.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming. We didn't have time to talk about Captain Marvel 2, by the way.
And we know the Disney-Sony Spider-Man deal was for another solo film and a crossover film. But based off of what Kevin Feige and executive producer Trin Tran have said, it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting a big Avengers film anytime soon. At least not in Phase 5. So what could this crossover film be? Well, it could be with Captain Marvel, and I'll tell you why this actually kind of works for the MCU. Because if Brie Larson is teasing something, then there's really only a few things that it could be. And a crossover film with Spider-Man could be one of them. It's been stated and kind of known for a long time that Captain Marvel and Peter Parker / Spider-Man are going to be the ones who lead the Avengers moving forward in the MCU. That's why people were really worried when the Sony-Disney Spider-Man deal sort of fell through at first, because they thought that Captain Marvel is now going to be the sole leader of the Avengers moving forward. And people didn't really like that because yes, she is really powerful, but she's new. However, Spider-Man is supposed to step up and kind of take on the mantle of Iron Man. And he was supposed to do this alongside of Captain Marvel. I've stated many times that the MCU moving forward is supposed to be split, a grounded future and a cosmic future. Meaning we'll have the heroes and villains and all of their story arcs that take place on Earth, and the heroes and villains and their story arcs that take place in space. This has pretty much been known for some time now, and it was supposed to be Peter Parker who leads the ground team on Earth, and it's supposed to be Captain Marvel who leads the cosmic team. And this is how the original Avengers kind of worked as well. They had two leaders, Captain America and Iron Man. Yes, a lot of people will say that Captain America was the leader of the Avengers. And yes, that's true, but Tony was definitely a leader as well. In fact, that's why we had Captain America Civil War, because there was two leaders of the Avengers, Captain America and Iron Man, and they disagreed. disagreed. Then half of the Avengers followed one leader who they thought was the leader and who they thought was right, and the other half followed the other one. So moving forward, it would make sense that the Avengers would have two leaders, one that would lead in space and one that would lead on Earth. So a Captain Marvel Spider-Man crossover film would make sense. Now Spider-Man's solo film is probably going to come out before Captain Marvel 2 comes out, considering that nothing really at all has been said about Captain Marvel 2. And there's no doubt that Captain Marvel isn't going to return to Earth in Captain Marvel 2. Yes, she will probably explore space a little bit, but she'll definitely return to Earth. Especially because, as we saw in Avengers Endgame, she is very involved and she is part of the team. And unfortunately, since some big members of the team are gone, Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow, she kind of has to step up now. Not to mention Fury was kind of in charge of the Avengers. He's the one that brought them all together with the Avengers Initiative. Fury and Captain Marvel are really close. We saw them get really close in Captain Marvel, and we saw Carol Danvers cry when she saw a picture of Fury, confirming that he was dusted in Avengers Endgame. So the next time there's a pretty big threat that an Avengers team is needed, Fury will most likely call her in. And it seems like a secret invasion is probably coming, and Spider-Man is already a little bit connected to it, at least he has actually been involved with it. In Spider-Man Far From Home, the Nick Fury and Maria Hill that Peter Parker was speaking to the entire time of the movie was actually Talos and his wife. And Peter Parker had absolutely no idea. That's one of the powers of the Skrull. When they shapeshift, they also take on the memories and personalities of the people that they shapeshift into. And yes, so far the Skrull that we have been introduced to are good, which was a really big twist on Marvel and Disney's behalf because the Skrull have always been bad. However, just because the ones that we've been introduced to are good does not mean that they are all good. Just like with any population, there are going to be good people and there are going to be bad people. And Marvel probably wouldn't miss out on doing a Captain Marvel Secret Invasion story. Secret Invasion is a huge story. And not to mention, there's also a lot of opportunity to bring other Avengers into this movie, not necessarily as themselves, but as Skrull in disguise playing the Avengers. So Captain Marvel 2 could actually end up being a big crossover event in a type of way. And this would probably make the movie a big success, having all of these different heroes in it. But let's go back to the reports that say Spider-Man is going to be in the next Captain Marvel film for a secret invasion. According to some rumors, it's been said that Tom Holland's Peter Parker and Spider-Man are going to be added to Captain Marvel 2 to sort of lighten up the film and add some much needed humor. It has also been rumored that Tom Holland's Peter Parker, if he is in Secret Invasion, is going to have a big crush on Carol Danvers. However, Carol will not be about that, not to mention there's a huge age difference as well. But again, if they go this story route, it's to lighten up Captain Marvel 2. Because despite its huge success, Captain Marvel has been getting a little bit of backlash. A lot of fans weren't really that excited that she was so OP in Avengers Endgame. She kind of just showed up at the end to save the day and pretty easily overpowered Thanos. So rumor has it that another reason for putting Peter Parker in Captain Marvel 2 is to make the film more likable. That of course is just a rumor for now. Captain Marvel 1 was a huge success. And the Secret Invasion line is a pretty interesting story. You basically have Skrull disguised as all of these different superheroes that we know and we love. And it gets to the point where even the heroes don't know who their allies are and who are Skrull in disguise. And again, we've kind of already saw this in Spider-Man Far From Home. Tom Holland did not know that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were actually Talos and his wife. But as for right now, it seems like the two people that the real Nick Fury would be close with and in contact with would be Carol Danvers and Peter Parker. Carol Danvers, obviously with the relationship they built in the first Captain Marvel movie, and Peter Parker given the fact that he kind of just saved the world from Mysterio. And he did it thinking he was under the direction of Nick Fury, which he actually was. Because Nick Fury was the one that issued the order to Talos to have him, as Nick Fury, tell Spider-Man to investigate the elementals. So it really was under the direction of Nick Fury. Nick Fury personally wanted Spider-Man. So if the secret invasion does happen, Nick Fury is most likely to call upon Peter Parker and of course Carol Danvers. Now, of course, we've had reports about Secret Invasion and about Spider-Man appearing in Secret Invasion, which is why it's believed that Brie Larson in this photo is actually teasing that. However, Black Panther is in this photo as well, and some people are thinking that Black Panther could be involved in Secret Invasion with Peter Parker, and that isn't a too far-fetched idea. Black Panther is an Avenger now. It's because of Black Panther and Wakanda that the Avengers really had a chance against Thanos and his army. And that goes for Infinity War and Endgame. So it wouldn't be too much to think that the Avengers could call upon Black Panther and Wakanda once again to help with the Skrull secret invasion. Or as I mentioned before, some of the Skrull could shapeshift into Black Panther. It's something that happened in the comics, and if we really are getting a secret invasion, something that will most likely happen in the secret invasion. And I do like the idea of Marvel doing a secret invasion where a bunch of Skrull shapeshift into Avengers and nobody really knows who's who. It would be really interesting and there could be a ton of plot twists. But let me know what you think about this. Would you like Spider-Man to be in Captain Marvel 2 for Secret Invasion? And if that happens, would you like Black Panther to be in the movie as well? And would you like to see the Skrull turn into all these other different Avengers? Do you think Brie Larson is teasing Secret Invasion? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on so you can enter my giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox One or a PS4. The winner will get to choose, and I'm picking a winner at 550,000 subscribers. Click the link down below for your chance to win an Infinity Gauntlet, and don't forget to use code COSMIC at gfuel.com for 30% off G Fuel. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.